Hello everyone, I Kundan Chandrakar welcome you all to the SWAYAM online course on safety precaution for scaffolding. Now coming to today lecture, in this video we are going to learn about safety precaution, guidelines, safety tips and procedure for scaffoldings. Here are the contents part. This content will be covered in our video. The first one is a safety precaution for scaffolding. Second is a guidelines for scaffolding safety. The third is a 11 scaffolding safety tips, procedure of scaffolding, specification of scaffolds applications to all scaffolds, and specification of scaffold applicable to tube and Cooper scaffold, precaution applicable to mobile scaffold, and the last one is a safety requirements. Let us discuss briefly about the safety precaution for scaffolding. Safety precautions for scaffolding are crucial to prevent accident and ensure the well-being of workers. Here are some important safety measures to consider when working with scaffoldings. The first important point is that competent personnel. Ensure that only trained and competent persons are involved in this particular assembly, disassembly and use of scaffolding work. The second is that inspection. Regularly inspection scaffolding before each use. Look for any damage, missing parts and other issues that may compromise its stabilities. The third main point is a proper training. Provide through training to worker on how to properly assemble, use and disassemble scaffolding. This include understanding weightage, limit and load capacities. Our next point is that fall protection. Use guardrail, midrail and toy board to prevent falls. Accidentally, workers should use personal fall arrestor system such as harness when working at height scenarios. The next important point is that secure foundations. Ensure that scaffolding is erected on a solid and level foundation. Use base plate, mud dull and other appropriate means to provide stabilities. Our next point is that plumb and leveling. Make sure the scaffolding is that plumb, vertically straight and level horizontally even. Use adjustment bases to achieve this is a uneven surfaces. Our next point is that platform should be fully planked and ducted with no gaps. Ensure that they are capable of supporting the intended load and free from slippery substance. The next important point is that weather consideration. Avoid working on scaffolding during adverse weather conditions such as strong winds and rain or snow. Next point is that overhead protections. Install overhead protection if there is any kind of risk of falling objects or debris. Next point is that proper access. Provide safe access to the scaffolding such as ladder, stair towers and ramps. Climbing on cross trace and other non-designated area is not allowed. The next part is a communication. Establish clear communication between workers involved in a scaffolding activities. Use signal or a communication system to coordinate movement and activities. The next point is that load limit. Address to the load limit specification by the scaffolding. Manufacturer never exceed the maximum load capacity, including the weight of worker, tool and materials. The next important point is that regular inspection. Conduct regular inspection during use of identify and address any issues. The next important point is that documentation. Keep detailed record of inspection, maintenance and training. This document can be valuable for regulatory compliances and safety audit. The next important point is that emergency procedure. Establish and communicate emergency procedure including excavation plan and the location of first and emergency contain information. By implementing this safety precaution, you can help create a safe working environment when using scaffolding. Always follow local regulation and guidelines and consult with the safety professional if needed. Let us discuss briefly about the guidelines for scaffold safety. Scaffold safety is crucial to prevent accident and protect the well-being of worker. Here are the some general guidelines for scaffolding safety. The first is a competent person. Only trained and competent person should be involved in this particular assembly and disassembly and use of scaffolding work. Training is that provide competent person to train the worker on scaffolding assembly work and disassembling part. The training should be include recognize hazards, understanding load capacity and using fall protection system. Inspection, regularly inspection scaffolding before each use and any alternative and addressive weather condition. Look for damage, missing part and other issues could affect the stabilities. Let us discuss the next important point, that is design and construction. Follow the manufacturer instruction and industry standard to scaffold design and constructions. Ensure that all components are in a very good condition and use accordingly to their design. The next is that load capacity. Adhere to the load capacity specification by scaffolding manufacturer. Consider both static or dynamic load, including weight of worker, tool and material. The next point is a base support. Set up scaffolding on a solid and level foundation. Use adjustable base plate and other appropriate means to provide a stabilities. Never use unstable object to increase height. The next point is a guardrail and toy board. Install guardrail and toy board is that main component of scaffolding to prevent fall. This is especially important for working platform. The next point is a fall protection. Use personal fall arrestor system such as harness, leyland, and when working off height, anchor points should be secure and capable to support any kind of potential fall forces. The next important point is that platform stabilities. Ensure that scaffolding platform are fully planked and decayed. With there is a no gap, platform should be ensure and secure for able to withstand intense load without tripping and collapse. The next point is a weather condition. Avoid working of scaffolding during aggressive weather conditions such as a high wind, rain and snow. If work must continue, take additional precaution and ensure that platforms are not slippery. Provide safe access of scaffolding using ladder, stairs, towels and other appropriate means. Climbing and cross area, other designed area is other non-designable area is prohibited. Next point is communication. Stable, clear communication channel among worker on scaffolding. Use of signal, radio and other communication devices to coordinate activity and safely. The next point is a tool safety. Secure tool and material to prevent them for falling. Use of tool, leyland and other secure method to provide dropping object from height. The next point is a training and documentation. Conduct regular training session for worker and keep documentation of training record, inspection and maintenance activities. The next point is a emergency procedure. Establish and communicate emergency procedure including excavation plan and other location of first and kicks. Workers should be aware from the emergency contact information also. Here are the last important point is that regulatory compliances. Address to a local, regional and national regulatory regarding scaffolding safety. Familiarize yourself with the specific requirement in your judiciary. These guidelines provide a foundation for scaffolding safety. Always consult local regulation and standards for additional requirement specific to your location and industry. Regular training, communication and discussions to address safety protocols are essentially for safe working environments. let us discuss the important 11 scaffolding safety tips. The first tip is that use proper safety equipment. First of all, personal protective equipment, that is PPE, is must when working in any industry and construction setting, especially at height. Many scaffolding related injuries involve falling objects, so wearing a hard hat can go a long way towards preventing serious injury. Non-slip footgear and fall arrested equipment are also essential when working on platform. The second is that mind load capacity. Scaffolding material and design are made with specific load bearing capacity. In mind choosing components that are not sufficient for any type of load, you can intend to use your work with pose and serious risk to employees. Platform may cracks, break and otherwise collapse entirely, causing severe injury for anyone working in this vicinity. The next important point is that know relevant regulation and standards. Each industry has its regulation and standard to follow, and those may vary state to state for even city to city. Many of those regulations involve scaffolding, so it important to know that the law is in your area dedicated before set up platform. You could prevent an accident and at very least avoid liable for failing to meet prescribed standards. In addition, you should train your worker to recognize and minimize the associated risk and hazard of the type of scaffolding that you are using. The next important point is that inspect scaffolding materials. Before setting up your work platform, you must inspect all the material before construction. Make sure none of the parts you use have any defects or damage that could compromise the structural integrity of the scaffolding. Also, all the parts should be secured from the same manufacturer and designed to use together. Mismatched part can pose an significant scaffolding hazards and lead to structural failures. The next important point is that build properly. Follow instructions provided by the manufacturer when building your scaffolding. Check the type of bracing and fastener, and you ensure that you are building the scaffold accordingly to the manufacturer exact specification. Do not take shortcut nor create your own design. Be sure to check for followings. Leg brass should be correctly installed in frame of this scaffolding. The standards plank and scaffolding are level are true. Plank, brackets, toy board and tubes should be installed rigidly and weights should be very tight. Mud skill and the base plates should be correctly sized and installed rigidly on the scaffolding frame. There should be at least 10 clearance before electric hazard scaffolding as per the OSHA regulation and its guidelines. If the distance is less than 10, then you need to shut off the lines. The next important point is that inspect the site and equipment again. After the scaffolding has been erected, the need of inspection does not go away. The area should be checked over regularly for hazards, defects, debris and other factors that could be cause a problem. A good time to perform this inspection is that a start of workday to ensure the area of clear for that day shift. Consider print out and the using of scaffolding safety procedure checklist. The next important point is that keep vehicle and heavy equipment clear. Vehicle and heavy equipment should also be kept clear of scaffolding base. Set up barriers can keep whole structure from dropping. It may be necessary to have heavy equipment nearby. In those situations, make sure equipment has clearance. The next point is that stay organized. Tool and equipment should be kept organized and put away after use. At the end, each day, Check that there is no tool and material left on the platform. Cutter could be lead to trip and fall injury, or they may be pose hazards for the working on lower level. The next important point is that mind the weather. When working at height, you want to make sure the working conditions are safe. Working during harsh weather conditions or other environmental hazards can be increase the risk of serious injury. For instead, high wind and risk injury those working on the scaffolding. If a storm was brought down a power line and could also create a scaffolding hazards. The 10th important point is that be fully licensed. Being fully licensed and working with licensed contractor help to prevent injury, since everyone working on the site aware of these potential hazards, and the best way to avoid them. The process of becoming licensed offer involving education and training, which help your team work safely. The last important point is that claim responsibility. Those who scale your scaffolding should exercise properly safety technique when doing so. On tip A, make sure employees always have at least 3 points of contact with the structure at all time, means either one hand and 2 feet or 2 hand or 1 foot. In addition, some part of the scaffolding such as cross brace and should not be used climbing. They are not usually designed to support shear weight on their own. Let us discuss the important point, that is procedure of scaffolding. Let us discuss general information: erection, dismantling, movement and modification. Approve, permit to work and job safety analysis be made available before erecting and dismantling and moving or modify scaffoldings work. Example of hazards to consider including but not limited to be following, like working from height, the presence of nearby electrical lines and process equipment, hazardous area classification and condition of working surface, the presence of activity and either people in victim or the work. And the next is the weather line: heavy rain, high wind velocity more than 36 km per hour, etc. Scaffolding shall be erected, dismantling, moved and modification only under the direction of competent person and by employees who have received appropriate and specific training for the work they are performed. Determination and designing of competent person for scaffolding work are responsibility of the site expect whether local regulation set other criteria. Let us discuss categories and classification. Most scaffolding fall into one of the 4 primary categories. The first one is a tube and coupler scaffolding, second is a suspended scaffolding, third is a mobile scaffolding, and the last one is a system scaffoldings. Supported scaffolding. Supported are classified accordingly their intended use. The first one is a light duty, medium duty and heavy duty. Okay, so the basically 3 categories will be divided to supported scaffolding. Here are the chart will be display all the load capacity with supported scaffolding. Let us discuss specification of scaffolding applicable to all scaffolds. All elevated structure working platform area shall be guarded on the all sides. Rating and toy boards shall be provided on the platform. Scaffolds shall be designed to support at least 4 times an anticipated weight of men and material. Make certain that all scaffold in plumb and level at all time. Scaffolds should be secured and tripping when the scaffold height exceeded 4 times and minimum base dimension. The next point is the scaffolding shall be constructed at least 2 planks wide unless location make the physically impossible. The scaffolding width is determined by the width of the board and the minimum width allowed to the 2 toy boards 600 mm, but more than typically 4 toy boards scaffold with a 600 mm, but would be 870 mm wide for the standard to standards. More heavy duty scaffold can be require 5, 6 and even 8 board width. Landing platform shall be provided at every 9 meter of height. The member of scaffolding shall overhang not less than 6 or either end, but not more than 12. They shall be fastened on both ends, laid tight by scaffolds and clamps. Let us discuss the next important point, that is specification of scaffold applicable to tube and coupler scaffold. Minimum height of first horizontal member ledger of scaffold from the ground lift member shall be 2.2 meter. When scaffold is more than 6 meter height of carry heavy load, kick lift should be provided. The mid rail and top rail shall be height of 600 mm and 1200 mm respectively. The toy board 150 mm shall be secured attached to the platform. Wall scaffolding shall be secured between structure and scaffolding at least every 10 meters of length and 8 meters of height. Minimum overlap of vertical member, standards and horizontal member shall be 600 mm with at least 2 couplers. Base plate 100 into 100 into 3 mm shall be used to support all vertical pipes of scaffolds. Sole plate of 306 mm shall be used at all unplaned area of supported base plate. Let us discuss the next point, that is precaution applicable to mobile application. Attach craster with plain stem to get panel or adjustment screw by pin and other suitable means. Mid rail and the top rail shall be height of 600 mm and 1200 mm respectively. Apply caster brakes at all time when scaffolding is not being moved. Do not ride rolling scaffolding. Remove all the material and equipment from platform before moving scaffolding. The next point is that do not try to move rolling scaffolds without sufficient help. Watch out the hole in the floor and overhead obstructly. Do not use brackets on rolling scaffold without first consideration the overturning effect. Mobile scaffolding shall be designed to restrict maximum height versus length to 4:1. Let us discuss the important point, and the last point is that safety requirements. Appropriate barricades shall be installed to protect people from vicinity during scaffolding erection. Use modification and dismantling as per the practicable. Barriers shall be provided and keep the clear distance of 1 meter from scaffolding structure. Fall protection when erected, dismantling and modifying scaffolding shall be under the direction of a competent person, scaffold supervisor. A scaffold erector and shall use personal fall arrested system that provide continuously fall protection while erecting, dismantling and modification of scaffold unless the determined is made to competent person that fall protection is not feasible, it is create a greater hazards. Fall protection can be compromised through the use of adequate anchoring that is independent of the scaffolding by using scaffolding system and components that are appropriate by the manufacturer and adequate anchoring. Employees shall use appropriate fall arrested equipment in accordance with the engineering standard on full body harness and fall protection system. The foot and supported scaffolding shall be sound, rigid and capable of supporting the maximum integrity load including the weight of scaffolds. Manufacturer guidelines for scaffolding shall be followed with applicable regulation. There shall be a firm foundation for all scaffolding. All scaffolding shall be made of sounds free from deformation, cracks and corrosion material. Scaffolding material shall be inspected and use only it found in good condition. Avoid using equipment whose strength is not known. Provide adequate skill and scaffolding post. Metal base plate is under all upright or stand scaffolding. Correct type of coupler shall be used in all connections. Plumb and level scaffolding as erected procedure and the brasses with fit without forcing. Fasten all brasses securely. When scaffolding are erected above walkway and work area, the space between toy board and railing should be covered with net screen. Whenever work is being done above the scaffolding under the erection and overhead protection should be provided to be scaffolds. A safe and convenient means of access shall be provided to the platform level. Means of access may be portable ladder and fixed ladder, ramp or runway. During erection, the ladder shall be installed as earlier practicable, but not a later of first to horizontal member. This is to facilitate scaffolding while erected the scaffolds. Ladder should be provided with the fit rod stand and the toy and bottom rugs. Do not cantilever and extend putting as side of brackets without consideration the load to be applied. Do not clamp cross braces. Do not use ladder and the makeshift devices to the top of scaffolding increase the height. Cave at least 12 overlap and 6 extended beyond center line of support. The clear both end is prevent siding. During the erection stage of scaffolding warning notice with all wording scaffolding incomplete. Do not use cell the fixed of the scaffolding all access point. The warning will be in the form of the printed board. It is a good practice to have a authorized competent sign of boards. In no circumstances incomplete scaffolding shall be allowed to carry out any job. The status board with the wording scaffold complete, safe for use, shall be displayed. One of the scaffold is ready for use. After erection, but before first use of scaffolding, the erected scaffolding shall be inspected. Scaffold checklist as per the guidelines and approve the competent person. The certification the scaffold shall be as the part of importance. Once erected, the scaffolding shall be inspected every week and record in scaffolding after due date inspection shall not be permitted use of without re-inspection by the competent person. Let us discuss the use of scaffold. Person who use scaffold shall be trained. The scope of training shall be include the appropriate safe working practice and the work of perform and guidelines using hazards and selected the proper protective measures. Personal working below the parses shall be protected from the overhead hazards. Safe access shall be provided for scaffolding uses across bracing shall not be used for access. End frames shall be not used access unless they were designed for use of access. With this, we will end our today's lecture here. Thank you for your patience. We will meet in our next lecture. Thank you.